Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into the rinks here in Hauppauge. Varsity matchup here in the Suffolk County High School Hockey League. West Islip versus Smithtown Hauppauge. Going to be starting action in just a couple of seconds. Taking a look at the tape between these two teams. Smithtown Hauppauge undefeated on the season at a perfect 6-0. West Islip still searching for their first win of the season. They are 0-5. As puck drop is underway. Smithtown Hauppauge, they're just giving up 1.3 goals per game, scoring 6.7. West Islip giving up 7.0 goals per game and scoring 1 for themselves. So obviously the stats heavily favoring the Bulls right now as they look for a shot from the blue line, tips aside, and will reset in the neutral zone. Cardona is starting in net for the Bulls. His opposition is not actually Tyler Sapoff as normal for the Lions. It is instead Hovenetz in net number 31 as the puck is rotated over to the far side and West Islip will get the clear, dumping it down the ice. Again, Smithtown Hauppauge, one of the top teams in this league. I believe the only remaining undefeated team in varsity as well. I think SCHSHL lost recently. I know they were doing well for themselves. As I pull up the standings, yep, Smithtown Hauppauge. Perfect 6-0, 1 overtime win. That's the only, and I put the word blemish in quotation marks on their record. SCHSHL is 5-2 right now through 7 games. Northport Huntington is 4-1. East Islip is 4-2, and St. Anthony's is 4-1. So a lot of fight for second place right now. The Bulls definitely separating themselves as that number 1 team as the puck comes towards the slot, rattles around, and is covered up. Bulls trying to send it down the length. McMahon back for it. Lost it in his skates for a second, allowing Avalonitis to put the pressure down. Worked around the boards. Christian Agavino trying to send it towards the slot, patted aside by Power, and comes away for Kyle Cummings. Looking back to the offensive end. Avalonitis down to the right circle. Angling for a shot, sends it out in front and slides all the way through back to the neutral zone. Good moves for Anderson, just barely had it poked away from his grasp. Back now for Reedy. Little D-to-D pass, banked off the high glass. And it will be sent down for an icing, 12:23 to play in the first period. This is our last game of the day here on the LI Sports Network. Had one matchup earlier. It was a JV bout between East Islip and St. Anthony's. The Friars took that win 2-1 in overtime. This puck comes towards the blue line. Bulls finding some soft ice. Erico trying to give it off to Anderson. Poked away, and Spires is not able to hold it in. Here's Anderson looking for a little move. Albertelli got the better of him. Anderson racing after the loose puck, sends it back to the blue line. Bulls with some space, shot up high, snaps off the end board. Spires trying to hold the zone. Fancy move around one, trying to drag it around in a second, poked off his stick. Puck still up for grabs as Ryan activates. Gets it for another shot. Ryan now on the rebound. Can't poke it through some skates for Spires here. Spires looking to dive down low. Once again, jousted away from him. Somehow the Bulls winning all of these 50-50 puck battles around the perimeter. Great defense still coming out from the Lions as a loose puck almost ends up in front. Shot through traffic, pops up high. Once again for the Bulls. Ryan was there first, twirls it around to the opposite side for Anderson, mishandles it, and it looks like the Lions can get the clear. As we're going to get a whistle for offsides. 10:30 remaining in the first period. Puck dropped. McNamara drags around a couple. McNamara looking backdoor shot. They score. Bulls get on the board first. 1-0 with 10:21 remaining in the period. Back to center ice we go. Smithtown Hauppauge now up by 1-0. Puck dumped in. Rao trying to get it out of his own ends. Power holds it up. Power dangling. Finesse down to the red line. Sends it in front. Anderson unharmed. His shot just barely blocked. Lions trying to clear now. Cummings and Nuisance at the blue line, breaks it up, gets it back for his side. Finesse down low, centering bid, comes to Anderson. Poked off his stick, Lions send it away again. Albertelli trying to get around Power. Anderson comes to harass him as well. Dribbles to the blue line and pass, so the Lions are going to be called offsides. 9:25 left in the first period. Beltrani slides it left. Reedy trying to return the favor. Beltrani got a stick on it but couldn't nutmeg the goaltender. Up top for the Bulls. They play catch at the blue line. Cross for Spires. Takes a shot. Hits it right off the back of Falcone. Back for Spires. For Reedy now. Reedy trying to pick it. Top right corner. Ovanets will get on top of it. .850 remaining in the first as the Bulls will take an O-zone faceoff. Puck out in front instantly, and Hovnets will get on top of it. Lions with a good forecheck. Avoided by Smithtown Hauppauge. Agavino gets it out. As we're going to get a whistle for another stop. Offsides against Smithtown Hauppauge. Dorico not able to win the face-off, but the puck comes right back for his team. Chip and chase around the boards. Lands onto the stick of McMahon. Doesn't hold on to it for long. Anderson dancing down towards the slot. Comes loose for a shot and into the net. Bulls find their second, 2-0 now. It's going to be a hard shot coming here. Hovenetz gets it into his padding, but just moving backwards slightly. And I think the puck actually might have went through. So Sapov actually playing forward today. He'll take the face-off for West Islip. Instantly dumped into the zone by Liam McNamara. Around now for Dorico. Gives it back to McNamara. Fans on a pass to the point. Gets there on the second try. Here's Anderson with it now. Anderson, Dorico, what a blast from the slot. Fought off, and the Lions will clear. Rimmed in deep. McMahon trying to force it away. The Lions get a clear, skating forward. Almost 3-on-2. Said it's back for McNamara. McNamara with numbers, gives it off. Dorico back to McNamara. His shot just going wide. Anderson will chase after the loose puck. Gives it up the wall to the blue line. Another shot from the Bulls, looking for a tip from Dorico. This is McNamara with it now. Couldn't slide it through the traffic. Chance for the Lions to clear. Banks off the glass and over to Ryan. Ryan eventually around for McNamara. Finds some open space. Looking for a shooting lane. It snapped a high above the bar. This is Power with it. Power almost giving it away. Sapov's trying to get there in time. He's angled off. Lions trying to show some offensive identity, but it's right back for the Bulls. Beltrani dragging in to McNamara. Back for Beltrani in the slot. No shot to be had. Cummings will go down the ice, enforcing the whistle, and we'll go back to the offensive end for another Bulls faceoff. Beltrani gets it over to the corner. Falcone not able to pin it there. Worked up to Cummings. His shot hits high off an ankle. Bouncing to Power at the blue line, not able to hold it. Albertelli. Couldn't get it by Beltrani. Cummings looking for Falcone. Instead sends it up the wall and tipped in. Now Falcone will be F1 on the play. Pinch down to the right wing corner. Beltrani coming for support. Gets it at the red line. Wraps to the opposite side. Looking towards the middle. Has Reedy. His shot was interrupted. Hovenetz does get that save, and his team will find the clear. Shouldn't be an icing as the puck is slowing down. Cummings forced to play it. Reedy with it now. Nice connections. Beltrani through the neutral zone, sliding out in front. He scores. 3-0 now for Smithtown Hauppauge as they're imposing their will on this first period. Leonidas into the face-off dot, one forward by the Bulls. Charging down is Agavino. His shot will be saved by Hovenetz. Rebound still loose there. Arbach trying to get a shot off. Does. It's wide over to the right side. Bouncing free. Bulls still have it. Peppering the net again. Save is made. Deflects behind the crease. 5 minutes left in the first period. Bulls already lead 3-0. Leonidas looking for another shot. It's once again wide. Carries around the boards. Poked back down low. Centering feed here. Not able to go skate to stick was Avlanitis. Gets it up to Spires. Returning the favor. Avlanitis trying to center it. pops to the high slot. At the blue line, held alive, directed towards the net. Arbach picks it off the corner. Dances through some traffic. Trying to dangle through some legs, still holding on to it. Looks for a passing option, finally gets it. Blast in on net, rebound, they score. Dorico not able to win the face-off. Lions go in on the forecheck. Dorico now past the blue line, slides it off. McNamara looking to pick it back door. Dorico on the rebound, couldn't shove it through. Down the wall for McNamara. Dangles around one, skating towards the goal line, shipping it around a second. Giving it off Dorico out in front. Anderson, save is made. Great stop. McNamara passing it around down low in his own zone as Anderson gets it with a lot of open ice. Turns on the Jets. Anderson weaving off to the right side. Good pass. Dorico, a shot. Rebound comes to him. Not able to do much with it. Follow up. Puck is loose. Players looking for it. Given off McNamara. Looking for options. Can't slide it through the traffic. Deflects kept alive at the far side by Ryan. McNamara with it again. Working around not only to opposition, but his own teammate. Pass out in front. Anderson, a weak shot as it hit a stick. Back for McNamara. Trying to bank it in from down low. Towards Ryan. He'll blast it. McNamara here. Anderson on a shot. Save made. Still alive for the Bulls. Shot goes into the leg of Dorico. Looked like he was a little bothered by it, but still is okay. McNamara gives it up top. Shot. They score. Cummings with it. Given right back. Puck forced out of play, so we'll get a face-off in the neutral zone with 2:16 remaining. Beltrani in for the draw, gets it past the blue line. Reedy trying to force it in a little bit deeper. Digging around some skates. Reedy, nice pass off to Beltrani. Works it up high again. Rotated to the blue line. Long blast for power. Creates a rebound towards the slot. Reedy jumps on it. Back pass to Cummings. He'll try it from a drive. Hits off the end boards now Beltrani. Sapoff trying to skate forward. Stick lifted by Beltrani allows Cummings to collect the loose change. Up ahead for Falcone. Reposted off his stick, and now it's Beltrani again. Tenacious on the puck, just trying to kick it deeper. For Cummings now, hits the stick of Falcone, looking for one more to Reedy. A sharp angle, almost had it tipped in on the other side. Still in the offensive end, Reedy, Falcone looking for a new angle. Puck is loose and covered up by Hovenets. Avalonitis off to Spires on the drive, wide over to the left side of the goal. Poked free by the Lions. Now Smithtown Hauppauge resetting in their own end. Arbach. Down low, Avalonitis looking for a centering bid. Ends up with the Lions as they'll chip and chase it out of their own end. Bulls skating ahead 3-on-2, mishandled slightly by Avalonitis. Allows the Lions to just play it in deep. 22 seconds left on the first period clock. Breakout now for the Bulls. They're ahead 3-on-2. Avalonitis trying to pull the wire. Instead, pulls up. Feeds it to the blue line. Spires long ranger rings off the post. Still alive for the Bulls. 3 seconds left. One more shot goes wide, and that's how we'll do it in the first 15. We'll be right back here on the LI Sports Network for the second. And we're back here on the LI Sports Network. First period intermission over, getting ready for the second. 15 minutes back onto the clock. Dorico with a first period hat trick, elevating his team partially to a 5-0 lead. As the Lions definitely have a lot of work to gain if they want to make this one competitive. McNamara dragging down low. Feeds it towards the blue line. Right back to McNamara. Dangles around one off Dorico. Already has the hat trick, like I said. McNamara pressured down low off to Anderson. Returns the favor to the slot now, just barely away from Ryan. Ryan, a nice hit at the blue line, but the Bulls not able to hold the zone. Shot upcoming, save is made. McNamara now with it. Saucing it over towards Anderson, effortlessly gliding backwards now into the zone. Long ranger fought away by the blocker of Hovnets. Anderson now takes a turn at driving with the puck. Leads it off, banked around. Dorico not able to get there in time. It's off the high glass, still at the blue line. Drive coming in on net. Rebound comes to the slot. McNamara trying to stay with it. Eventually cleared away by the Lions. It's a wholesale line change for West Islip, and Anderson just called off sides. 13:34 remaining in the second period. Draw goes right to the stick of Cummings, gives it over to Power. Looking ahead, and now the Bulls will break out with just a couple of passes. Beltrani cuts middle. Poked off his stick, Reedy trying to recover. Shimmies down low, turns back the other way. Separating from the puck, it is forced off his stick, but back to Cummings. A long-range shot blocked in front by Falcone. Beltrani swiping at it, gets it to Reedy, back to Cummings again. Dances left, long-range shot, fought off by the blocker once again. This is loose for Allen to try to clear, and the Lions are able to get it out. Falcone with options, but not enough space to get a pass off. It's dumped in. Now Power with plenty of time to think about what he wants to do. Delayed offsides on West Islip, so lots of time for Power. Eventually sends it up, and Falcone will carry off the left side. Falcone, middle, looking for a shot, deflects off the stick. Beltrani comes in for the rebound. Elusive through some contact off the wall. Beltrani into the high slot. Sliding a pass. It's Power in the middle. Hits it to Reedy. Reedy, one more for Falcone. Didn't able to get it. To the blue line now. Beltrani down. Looking for a shot. Closed up by Hovanets. Makes the save. Still alive for Reedy below the goal line. Looking to elevate. Has Power as a passing option. Power rips it on net. Hovanets makes the save. .12:01 to play in the second period. Avalonitis will step into the dot. Gets it off. Arbach, a shot with traffic, is off to the right side. Spires maybe going east to west, maybe doing it all himself. Puck banks off the corner. Arbach with it. Again, taking a look at the standings for the varsity division. Smithtown Hauppauge, the only remaining undefeated team, as they get it out in front and score. Spires' little bank pass, gets it off. Arbach looking back door, taken away by the Lions. Sapoff with a good job getting his fellow goaltender out of trouble. Up ahead now for McCann. Nice hit into the boards. Sapoff joining him there on the forecheck. They turn it towards the middle, but the Bulls find it, dig it out of their own zone. Like I was talking about with the standings so far this season, Smithtown Hauppauge 6-0, one overtime win. They were forced to overtime by Northport Huntington. That was a hell of a game. Travis Quigley called that a couple of weeks ago. I caught the end of it after finishing up the game on the South Rings. Definitely worth going back and watching if you're a big Bulls fan. It's the best they were tested so far. Sachem second place in the standings. They're at 5-2. Northport Huntington, the aforementioned Northport Huntington Tigers, are at 4-1 on the season. That one loss obviously coming to Smithtown Hauppauge in overtime. Nice win from them, for them, I should say, over East Islip, as a shot taken from the far point is put aside by Hovanets. Ahead now by McMahon. Pulls up on the brakes. McNamara pressuring him from behind. Stripped away now by Dorico. Not out of the zone just yet. Another opportunity from McMahon. Anderson poking at his stick, and now Anderson will take it away. It's McNamara off to his right side. Anderson pulls the wire. McNamara had it out in front, but not for long. Long-range blast. They score. Tipped out in front. Bulls make it 7. Reedy off the draw, trying to work it through a crowd. It's poked away. Beltrani comes up with it in a couple rotations. It's over to Power. Power looking towards the middle. Straight onto the stick of Falcone. Looking for a power move past a man. Falcone spinning around, still with it. Has Beltrani out in front. Gives it over to Cummings. Back for Falcone now with some space at the goal line, sending it back door. Not saved, or excuse me, not shot on net by Beltrani. Comes back out in front, and they do get another goal. 8:55 left in the second. It is now 8-0 in favor of Smithtown Hauppauge. Falcone off to Beltrani. Into the offensive end now for the Bulls, looking for another centering pass. Good save by Hovanets. Dives on top of it and will force a whistle. Power with lots of traffic out in front, had it tipped, but over to the left side of the goal. Rao tries to dig it away, held alive. It's up top for Cummings now in the high slot. He'll look for a shot. Not ever going to reach the net. Chance for Thompson to clear, and it will be out of play. Another pause with 8:16 remaining in the second. Draw one by the Bulls. Quick shot. Blocked out in front. Comes over to the perimeter. Chance in front, and they score. Bulls back over the blue line. Pass back out in front. Another shot saved. Hovanets now scrambling for it. Puck rattling around. Another shot directed down low. Arbach, another centering feed. Still loose in the slot. Avlonitis not able to pull the wire. Lions finally recovering as they force the puck off to the perimeter. Sapov trying to get it away. Shot popped up. Agavino with it. Puck rotated to the opposite side now. McMahon couldn't get it away. Extended offensive time right now for the Bulls. They look to flip it up high. Lots of space. Shot taken by Ryan. Flashy glove save by Colin. Derrico almost getting a shot out in front off the face-off. Now going to be cleared out by the Lions. It's down the ice for an icing. 6:13 remaining in the middle period. Derrico with McNamara behind him. McNamara onto the loose puck. Looking for a shot off to the left side. Comes back over to the blue line. Ryan trying to flip it a little deeper. His glove not able to hold the zone. McNamara now getting back onto it. Popped away, and Anderson has it. Accidentally airmails it into his own end. Plenty of time for the Bulls to recover. Derrico up the wall. Power in on the pinch. Watches the puck go up towards Ryan. Sends it to the opposite side. Derrico with it again. Gives it over to Ryan, who was caught up high in the mask. Ryan skims past the blue, cutting towards the middle. Couldn't get it over to Anderson. McNamara on the follow-up check, just avoided him. Under 5 to play in the second period. McNamara again. Anderson drives around a couple. Anderson. His pass intercepted by Albertelli. McNamara trying to get it away from the corner as it's worked up the boards and out past the blue line. Back for Ryan to reset. Bulls right back into the offensive end. Ryan with a lot of speed trying to cut middle, and it's covered up by Hovanets. Smithtown Hauppauge right now with a plus 32 goal differential. Coming into this game, they had 40 goals. So right now, that goal differential is actually going to be plus 40 with the most recent 8. Obviously, we don't know if that's going to be today's final score. And that will tie Sachem for the best plus-minus in the varsity division. Sachem, 56 goals for right now, just 16 goals against. Puck down at the goal line, shot up high, follow-up down low. And Hovanets will get on top of both of them for another whistle. Beltrani off to Reedy, looking for Falcone to complete the passing between that line. Falcone, a little magical through the traffic, gets it down low. Reedy on the back door, gets the feed, and Reedy scores. Cummings back in his own ends. Bulls break it out, now past the blue line. As we grace under 3 minutes to play, Power looking for a shot as he pinches it. Auerbach was there for the follow-up but couldn't get the shot. Dump down low. Cummings back for it. Puts on the jets and twists around his own net. Ahead for Agavino now. He'll go past the blue. Agavino, long-range shot, and he scores. Derrico pushes it forward on the draw. McNamara into a breakaway now. McNamara looking to skill it in down low. Saved by Hovenetz. Here's Anderson on the far side. Sashaying past the blue line. Poked off his stick. Derrico with it now. McNamara. Skill move out in front, and he'll score off the far post. 2 minutes left now in the second period. Here's Reedy with it. Ahead and dumped in now by Smithtown Hauppauge. Falcone following up with the pressure. Reedy trying to cut off the pass off the boards. Worked by all of them. Back for the decor now is the pass given over to Ryan off the far side. Falcone couldn't handle it. Beltrani on the follow-up, strips the puck free. Then it's taken away from him. Still rattling around through some skates, and Reedy's going to get onto it. Reedy off to Ryan. Bank pass to Falcone. At the goal line. Sends it out in front. Sticked up high. Still loose there. Comes around. 1 minute to play in the second period just about. Smithtown Hauppauge lead this game 12-0. Falcone. Nice little invert. Sends it up high off the glass. And accidentally out of the zone now as he'll come all the way down. Reedy into a foot race against Saphoff. Will win it out. Saphoff, good little check right there to hold it in the zone for the Lions. Beltrani recovers. A couple passes lead to Falcone. Pushed off the puck by Rao. Lions just trying to hold it there. Almost works free into the slot. Instead of Reedy will scoop it up off the backhands. Looking towards the open space with Falcone. Hemmed in pass out in front. Bulls in a little bit of danger, and they respond tenaciously. Not past the blue line, though. Albertelli keeps it alive. Swept off his stick, and now the puck will likely die with one last dump-in attempt. We end the second period. Bulls up 12-0 here on the LI Sports Network. We'll be right back with the third. And we're back here on the LI Sports Network. Smithtown Hauppauge into a heavy tilt in their favor, lead this game 12-0. As they once again get it past the blue line, been dominating possession all game as reflected by the scoreline. Derrico had a hat trick in the first period. As we get a puck battle along the perimeter, comes to Cummings. Pass hits off a skate. Almost leads to a breakaway for West Islip, but the Bulls do recover. Power with it now. Shimmies it past the blue line. Dumped in to the corner. Circled around for Arbach. His shot blocked in front. Now the Lions send it long. Power gets back to it. Tipped into center ice. Lions with numbers past the blue line. Shot goes high above the crossbar. Played back out in front, and Avlonitis will find it now and skate it forward. Spires below his net, trying to do this the hard way. Gives it over in the circle. Centering feed from the Lions, not going where they wanted. Up the wall, long drive. They score! West Islip on the board. Derrico off to McNamara. Lions take it back. Spires blasts it in. Carries all the way to Derrico. Looking to slide it off to Anderson. Anderson to McNamara. Back to Derrico. Returns it. McNamara. Pinned up down low. Check that. Anderson with it here. Up the wall. Spires onto the puck. Skates it. Anderson again. Anderson. Sliding it all the way across the ice. Not to McNamara, but held alive in the zone. Rao with a chance to try to get it away. Right into the skates of McNamara at the blue line. Speared a little bit deeper. Twisted around and now out. Spires with it again. Gives it to McNamara. McNamara tape to tape with Anderson. Controls. Derrico. McNamara off to his left side. Gets it. McNamara through the legs. Back pass to Derrico. Tipped off the boards. Ryan. Derrico with it again. Dances around one. Up high, Ryan. Off the wall to Derrico. One more to Anderson. Hands it off. McNamara. He'll play catch with Derrico. They rotate it to Anderson. McNamara. Through the legs. Down to the goal line with Anderson. Off the wall to Ryan. Rotates it. Derrico. Off the skate to Anderson. Derrico with it now. Ryan again at the far point. Finally jockeyed free by West Islip, and they'll break it out of their own end. Ryan sending it out of his part of the ice. Rao with it. Poked off his stick by McNamara. Push down for an icing. Power plays it ahead. Beltrani past the blue line, clipped a little bit from behind. Sapoff is able to clear it away. Falcone touches the puck. Not hanging on for long. It's for Cummings here. Backhander does play over to Power. Glides past the red line. Separated from control. Does get it in deep to the corner. Is able to chase after. Outlet pass to Beltrani. With Power again, Beltrani will glove it down, play it in ahead of himself. Falcone on the forecheck, not able to hold it alive, but Power's back for it with plenty of space. Sauces it down low. Cummings deflects for Falcone. Power with it again. Caresses the pass and then will force it into the corner. Up to the blue line with Falcone once more. Dices his way through some traffic, gives it off for Power. Sends it into the end boards, rims around. Falcone trying to knock it down with his skate. Just barely misplaying it. McMahon is able to clear the zone. Spires gives it back. A couple passes. Here's Power. Shakes through one. Falcone twirling, not able with it. Dumped in by the Lions now. Sapoff chance out in front, and the stop is made. 7 minutes to play. Chance now for the Lions. Tied up from behind. Shot does go off. Carries around the boards. Rao with it now. Poke check from Agavino. Not going to be able to force it away from Rao. It's twisted to the opposite side. Arbach with a chance at it. Gets it off to Power. He's tied up. Another shot from the Lions. Into the high glass. Once again, Rao keeps it there. Pressured by Agavino. It deflects out of play. Off the draw, the Lions try to get some pressure. Puck does go up high, now cleared by Agavino. Avlanitis has some open ice to skate with this. Crossing over, carrying it. Avlanitis still with clean control. Up to Spires. Gives it back down low, and he'll play catch now. Spires back with it. Pulls around one, gives it off. Agavino with plenty of room. Continues the cycle off to the boards. Avlanitis will carry it low. Slides it up top to the blue line. Pushed back to Avlonitis. Assisted by Hauppauge, up to Spires now. Returning it to the traffic. Avlonitis backs up to the corner. Little backwards tap pass. Avlonitis with it now. At the goal line. Puts on the brakes as the poke checks come in from behind. Finds Spires, now down low to Hauppauge. All of this on the near side of the rink. Finally inverts it. Agavino. Alexa just dump it in as his team will go for a line change behind the play. Pass does clip Derrico up high. Anderson is there for him. Anderson effortlessly just carving up through the traffic. Anderson leaving the shot behind him. Lions get it in to the offensive end. Bulls make mincemeat of the play. Do get it out. Rattles around a couple of times. Now Derrico will force all the Lions to touch up. Ryan picks it out of the air, plays it forward. McNamara with the puck. D-to-D pass for the Bulls as Ryan finds open space. Hand off McNamara, separates as he plays it into the zone. Now in on the forecheck, good stick lift. McNamara will pull down low. Leaving it behind him for Derrico. Good bump from Derrico to keep possession. Sends it towards the blue line. .235 to play in regulation. Here's Anderson with it again. That's McNamara, actually. Anderson and Derrico will chase after it. McNamara pitches it to Derrico off the glass. Slid right back to McNamara. Finds Anderson open. Derrico and Anderson playing give and go. Include McNamara in their little game now. Derrico. Up to Ryan. Now to Power. Power. Sends it above the crossbar. Banks off to McNamara. Trying to turn the edge. Leaves it. Ryan to Derrico. Little elevation on the puck for Anderson to knock down. Gives it to Power. Blasts it over to Derrico. Ryan here. Backhander to Derrico. Looking towards the far point. It's McNamara. Looking to play it off the wall. And it's West Islip control now. 90 seconds remain in regulation. Smithtown Hauppauge look like they're going to win this game by a final score of 12-1. Move on to 7-0 in varsity play here in the Suffolk County High School Hockey League. West Islip will be 0-5, or excuse me, 0-6 after the conclusion of this game. Smithtown Hauppauge will play next against Middle Country. That on Wednesday, October 29th, so a quick turnaround for the Bulls before their next game. For West Islip, who still hunt for their first win, they'll have another opportunity against St. Anthony's also on Wednesday, October 29th. On behalf of everyone here at LI Sports Network, my name's Kevin Broderick, joined by Rowan Loddick on the camera, as well as Gabe Takuri, handling all of our social media operations for the night. We thank you all so much for watching these two games today. If you missed the earlier one, it was a thriller between East Islip and St. Anthony's. A 2-1 win for the Friars as we will end this game at a 12-1 final score. Bulls win.